Hi guys. Good morning, good evening. So welcome to the introductory class of Intune. So we'll be starting our class today. Today will be basic. I'll be telling you about the Intune, the basic models of Intune, how it is different from SCCM, and also I'll be talking about the labs that you have to build. Okay, basically one virtual machine is what you have to build with about at least a 4 GB RAM on your base machine. I've already shared the software in the class WhatsApp group. You can use the virtual box and you can start building your Windows 10 machine using that. Okay, if you don't know how to build it, please let me know. I will help you to build it. If you already have a VMware or an Hyper-V enabled within your machine and you have a Windows 10, that is also enough. So it could be anything. It could be VirtualBox, VMware, or Hyper-V. Anything with the internet works fine for us. If you don't know how to do that, I will help you. Not a problem about that. Okay. First, we'll get our labs right, and then we will proceed further. Yes, Karesh. Yes.
Is there a demo video of that? How regarding you said if you want to build a virtual box, is it? I did not get what you're saying exactly. So we should have a VMware, and in VMware we should create a video.
Windows 10
that is
machine.
Windows 10 machines. We need to.
Yeah. If you don't have
What is
VMware,
this one?
you can use VirtualBox. If you don't have VirtualBox, you can still use Hyper-V. Either of these three, but VirtualBox is free. I can give you the software, not a problem. Okay.
Configuration for that one?
You can use a 4 GB RAM out of your. If you have 8 GB RAM machine, in that you can use 4 GB for that. 3.5 to 4 GB, that should be good. And you can use 2 processors, so it should not be a problem. Okay, it will not take any one virtual machine is enough. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. So now first, let me tell you how our lab is going to be. What I'm going to do. First thing, this is a newly freshly prepared Intune instance for this particular course. Okay. I will be giving each one of you the IDs, your respective IDs, so you can log in. I'll make you Intune administrators, and you'll be logging in using your IDs, and you can start working from day one. Okay, we can explore each and every feature, but I'll be explaining you each and every feature as we proceed with the course. Okay, now before I do anything here, first let me tell you about Intune. Okay, and then later we can go forward and let me tell you how this is going to benefit. Okay, so what is this Intune basically on a holistic format? Okay, what is this Intune? It is a cloud-based deployment. What? Cloud-based, I would say, app deployment, image management, and asset management tool. So what is the counterpart for this when on-premise? What is it? On-premise counterpart? On-premise counterpart is SCCM. So what is Microsoft trying to do is whenever they go to a client place and they are selling, they are telling Intune is a cloud-based tool and it is similar to your SCCM. So now what's happening when client hears that, and it is basically free for if you have enterprise licenses. SCCM is basically free. Whoever is having SCCM, for them Intune license is free. Now what's happening here is clients these days want same experience of SCCM while using Intune. So this is where a lot of current projects are struggling. So what I'm going to show is I'll tell you how we can achieve the experience. At the same time, I'll also be telling you what you cannot achieve, because you cannot have an apple-to-apple comparison. This is a cloud-based tool. It's completely based on internet. SCCM is a completely on-premise. Obviously, it has its own advantages. Okay, now there are two types of infrastructures that you will be working when it comes to Intune. So first infra, it's going to be Azure AD join. Second infra, it's going to be hybrid AD join. Okay, now what is this Azure AD join? What is this hybrid AD join? Very simple. Azure AD Join is completely cloud. What? This is only cloud. What I mean by only cloud? That means machines will directly connect to your Azure Active Directory. Okay. What do you mean by on-premise cloud? It is what is meant by hybrid AD. That means on-premise cloud, sorry, on-premise plus cloud. That means it will work together. Now, which is a more problematic one? This is the more problematic one because you're trying to mix a legacy infrastructure with the latest cloud infrastructure. So there are a lot of challenges, workflows that you will face, and I'm going to talk about those challenges so that you can be very confident when you take up any Intune projects. Okay, now what will happen here? Machines will be connecting to both Azure Active Directory and on-premise. So you will be understanding how they will work together. Okay, that is the whole idea. By end of the class, you will be understanding when a machine is connected to Azure Active Directory, how it works, and the machine is connecting to hybrid edition, how it works, what are the challenges. So these things you will be looking. Now let me put a simple diagram. Okay, how an Azure edition looks and hybrid. I'm going to give you a very detailed explanation of it also, but still just to understand what you're going to take in the class in the coming future classes, let me put a simple diagram. So in a very simple way. So what will happen is you have your Azure AD, you have your desktop or a laptop here, okay, which is connecting to your Azure AD. Okay, then this is going to be your Azure Directory. Now let's go to your on-premise. Okay, you have your Azure Active Directory. Then again, same, you have your client one again. Now what will happen is there will be a sync between your on-premise Active Directory. This is your on-premise AD. It is New Forest. Say on-premise. So see here, I'm just showing you the building blocks that you will be working on. So there will be a sync between your on-premise ID and your Azure ID to sync the device details and to sync the user details. Okay, so what will happen here? User details and device details are synced. I'm not going to talk anything technical as of now so that you don't get confused. User details and device details will be synced. Okay, now this is your Azure AD join. This is your hybrid AD join. Okay, now you can ask me, Kishore, where is Intune here? You are telling the machines are you have the clients. The clients are getting connected to Azure Active Directory. Where is the Intune here? So this is an Intune class, right? So where is the Intune? So Intune is a separate feature that is part of your M365 P1 or licenses. So it is a separate feature. So you have to enable that within your Azure subscription. So what you will do? Here you have something called as here Intune. This is Intune. This is Intune. Now what will happen is there will be a sync that will happen from your Azure Active Directory to your Intune. Where? From your Azure Active Directory to your Intune. So how does that look? It looks like this. MDM here Intune. See, there are many MDM technologies like AirWatch is there. There's one more in the VMware. I don't remember the name, but I don't remember the VMware name, but there is AirWatch is other big competitor, but it is being suppressed by Intune now. Then you have again MDM Intune. So what will happen is you have to look at the word I'm using this. You have to enable Intune. What will do? Enable Intune. Okay. When you enable Intune, what will happen is your whatever was there in Azure Active Directory, your device details, the user details, those things will get discovered by Intune. In SCCM, it is like your discovery method. In SCCM, you have discovery method now. It is similar to that. So once it gets discovered, you can leverage lot of features of Intune. So what are the features of Intune that you can leverage? Some of the features I'll tell you. Okay, so application deployment, Windows update for business, configuration profiles, then most important one, Windows Autopilot. So these are the some of the features that you can leverage by using your Intune. So what will happen now? Now Intune will be able to manage your client. Intune will now be able to manage your client, take the reports and check what all is there within your operating system or in your client machine. So like this, you have two different infra that we'll be talking in deep. Clear guys about what you're going to get out of this class? Obviously all of these things we will talk in detail. Okay, and we will be seeing the troubleshooting methods, the steps that happen in the background when we do this. Yeah. Okay, now for those of you guys, I want you guys to go ahead. I'm going to give you a Oracle virtual box. Okay, link within this chat. You can go ahead and download and install Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, from there you can go forward. Okay, by next class, make sure you have the Oracle VirtualBox installed. Now, let me go ahead and give you a small introduction about our Intune console. Okay, so you guys know about Intune, you guys know how it works, but this is your Intune console with the URL is endpoint.microsoft.com. Okay, and you can go to Azure Active Directory from here. Go to all services. You can go to Azure Active Directory. Now, first, as soon as you check here, you can actually play with Azure Active, which I'm going to talk about it later because we'll be coming and referencing few details here as well. For now, let me start with the Intune console. Now, this is the home page that you have. Okay, so what will happen here is you have all these services. Okay, all these services are displayed. Okay, like your account status. client tabs. What is the current status? Is the device compliance or not? How many device configurations are applied? How is the health of your entire environment? All these details will be explained or okay to you. And also here you can see a holistic view. And you can go to the dashboard here as well. You can go to the product page, documentation and resources for your Intune. Now here you can see the latest blogs that is available. Okay, all those things you can read and you'll be getting this will be updated with the latest new blogs. Understood, guys? Okay. Now after this is done, what do we have next? Next, we have something called as dashboard. So what is this dashboard? Okay, what is this dashboard? So here, okay, it'll dashboard will display the overall details about your devices, the client apps, okay, in your Intune tenant. So what all the devices are there, what are the enrollments are there, all those things. So just for our understanding purpose, let me show you another tenant where you can see some devices there because our tenant is brand new. You're not able to see that. So let me show you another tenant, how it looks in that. Give me a minute. Let me go to the dashboard. See, you can see this is having a better view with you have 8 devices that has been enrolled. Okay, what is the configuration profile status? How many has been created? So like this, you will get all those information. Now, in a simple way, what will happen is first thing when Intune is a device must be enrolled into Intune, like how you enroll your students to school, right? I mean, to your students to school. In the same way, a device has to be enrolled into Intune. There are many methods of enrollment, which I'm gonna talk about. Okay, once the device is enrolled into Intune, what will happen is in Intune will issue a certificate. It will issue a MDM certificate, okay, so that your machine can communicate to your particular tenant's Intune services. Okay, so that your machine can communicate to particular tenant to your Intune services. So once your Intune is enrolled, once your machine is enrolled to Intune, your Intune will take over the device. It will see what all apps are there, okay, and how you can manage those devices. So that you can reset the device, you can restart the device, you can push applications to the device. So all those details or all those activities can be performed. Okay, and those details you can see in the device enrollment section, and also you can see it in your dashboard. The best part is you can also create your own custom dashboards. So how you can create your own custom dashboards? So click on new dashboard, blank dashboard, and name it as Lara Online Training Dashboard. Now, whatever view you want, you can put it here. Say you want to have a clock, you can put a clock here. You want to have a list of client tabs that are there. Okay, you can put, you want to see how many machines are compliant, you can put that information. You can see you want to see how many machines are having configuration, how many machines are how many devices are enrolled, okay, in last 7 days. Like this, you can check and put as many configurations that you want within your console, okay, or the dashboard. Got it? Yeah, guys, any doubts? Guys, this should be an interactive class. Please ask any questions that you want to ask.
Kishore, you have explained regarding the enrollment of devices. How about
Enrollment
mobile devices? How
later.
are mobile devices managed in Intune? Because you have actually previously explained about local on-premises AD as well as Azure AD. So about mobile devices or remote devices that's enrolled in Intune.
I will not be covering mobile devices as part of my class because this is completely for Windows 10 devices and Windows 11.
Okay.
Mobile
Okay.
devices, I don't have the lab set up for that. That's the reason I will not be covering. Okay. But if you have any questions, you can ask me on that. I can answer. But most of my labs will be covering mostly on Windows 10. This is basically people who are moving from SCCM to modern device management on end user computing space.
Because previously you explained about you have drawn a diagram with on-premise AD as well as hybrid AD. So mobile
That
devices
was a demo. That was a demo. This is an actual course, right? So
okay.
yes, because the diagram what you're seeing now later there will be like 50-60 parameters will come into a diagram where I'll show you in a nice visualized Visio diagram is all prepared. So I'll be showing in that very detailed structure one by one you'll be seeing. This is just to get you guys into the Intune, just to get you guys comfortable. All the easy topics will come in the first 40% of the class. Once you guys are having a hold on Intune or the console, then the difficult topics will start, or the topics that is little complicated to understand. Okay, see, the whole point of the class should be you guys should be confident enough once you leave the class. It's not that I just cover the topics. It's about you how much confidence that you take away that I know Intune. That should be the confidence that you should take away in the class. That's what I'm trying to do. The first thing is let's understand what console can do. Let's see, console is a weapon, right? How can you use your weapon is what you should know. Okay, so like this you can build your own dashboard. So this is some of the capabilities that most of the companies use. Okay, you can see some beautiful dashboards that will be there. Okay, so all these, as soon as you log in the morning, if you see a lot of errors here, then you can start doing a troubleshooting, right? So this will give you a holistic view of your entire organization's machine health. Okay, next what do we have? We have something called as devices. So you can see list of all the devices that are there, their enrollment alerts. Okay, what is the compliance status of those devices? If there is any enrollment issues or something, you can see some alerts here. So we have 8 machines that are compliant. Okay, you can see the configuration status, how many machines are working. It's the same thing you go see in the dashboard. Okay, but here also you can see that information. So mostly is the enrollment status because here you'll be seeing a big numbers. Okay, this will give you the details of how many machines you are maintaining. So in a holistic way, what does enrollment status have? It will give you the details about Intune enrolled devices by platform. Okay, and if there is any failures, it will give you its failures, and you can get the failures by the operating system as well. So what does this enrollment alert have? Okay, if you have any unassigned devices that is in the platform, you can get that information as well. What will this compliance status will have? Okay, it'll have the compliance status based on the device, policy, threats, any protection. Okay, all of those things. And next you have something called as configuration status. What it will have? It will have your you will create configuration profiles. I'm going to talk about very detailed about configuration profiles. Okay, and because this profile is something like changing the settings or configuring your entire Windows desktop the way you want. The on-premise equivalent of this is your GPOs. Okay, the on-premise Active Directory equivalent for this is your GPOs. Then you have software update status if you have any patches that have been deployed. So this is we did a patch deployment in the earlier class. So the update rings details are shown here. Okay, next what do you have? you have something called as apps. So what is this apps? Okay, basically to deploy the applications that you want your clients to use. So if you have end user machine, if they want to use any app, okay, you package the app. There are two sets of methods here, that is Win32 and LOB. You will be working on both, okay, and I'll show you how to even script those applications. Even before going to uploading them onto Intune, I'll teach you a scripting method. Then after using the scripting method, you can convert it into a way Intune wants it, and you can deploy. So we will check about all of these details, how to deploy an application as well. So this is the node where you will start loading the applications and you will be deploying. Then what do we have? We have your endpoint security. So what happens in the endpoint security? Okay, you can go to your endpoint security here. So basically you can manage your Windows Defender. All those details can be configured here. If you have any antivirus, disk encryption details that you want to put in, you can put all those details here. Next, what do we have? We have reports. So here I'm going to teach you about how to convert, or how can we connect this reporting section to a Power BI and leverage that Power BI features to build nice tabular reports, so for your management. And also you can check there are many compliance and other reports that you can pull from here to share with your management. Okay, next what do we have? We have users. So all the users, okay, who are there within the organization should be visible here. And the best part is you can even go ahead and you can see which location they are, what they can do. So all of those information can be done. So there are some bulk operations like bulk create, bulk invite, and download users. So you can select all the users and you can basically reset their password, you can download them, all those things. I mean, but mostly all of these activities is done by the service desk on the Active Directory side, okay, not by you, but you should give the process, okay, of who will do what. Okay, this is very very important, okay, for you to manage, because most of the time they'll come to Intune team to manage all those things. So this is not something that you will manage. Next, groups. Okay, so what is this groups? Okay, it's pretty uh, good feature. So this is just like your collections within your SCCM. You have collections, right? Similar to that, here you can create your own collection. So here we call it as groups. There are multiple ways you can create a group. One is dynamic group, one is just assigning the member, like member can be your device, member can be your user. Okay, I would make you guys to have your own groups, so where you will add your machines and you will be doing all the activities only to that particular group. Okay, so here let me give you a small idea. If I create a new group, if I click on assign, this is like your direct membership rule in your SCCM. Dynamic user is, this is like your user query. Dynamic device is your like your device query. Okay, so these are the things that you will be learning how to do, and also help you to write those dynamic user and dynamic device queries as well. Okay, for you. Next, you have this tenant administration. So what is there in tenant administration? So you can see here, sometimes, okay, what will happen is you have your tenant details. This is your tenant name, Intune course, yours is 10, yours is course 02. Okay, then you have your MDM authority, that would be a Microsoft Intune. Sometimes this MDM authority in your production hybrid ready join will be configuration manager. So you should be you should be able to see that. And the service release is what is the current release of your Intune. The current release of Intune is 2205. You can go ahead and see that as well. Okay, so you can see what's new in that feature as well. And where is this? Where is my tenant located? My tenant is located in North America. The account is active. On how many machines are enrolled? So we have about 8 machines that are enrolled. So these blades look pretty small here, but you will be working a lot in these subsections of it. So subsections of it is like, you say, when it comes to devices, okay, you'll be working on compliance policies. Okay, you'll be creating your own compliance policies, like how is this compliance policy, setting up the rules of how a machine should get accessed. Then you'll be creating your configuration policies, that is giving the information of what the kind of say you want to change your start menu, say you want to block a certain application to be used. So all of those information can be controlled in your configuration policies as well, and also in the conditional access. So all of these three will work together. So you want to deploy a script, you can deploy your own script here. Like this, there are many activities that you will be performing. Say you want to deploy a feature update. You will be configuring the feature update details here. Now, let me go ahead and show you, okay, how we will create a user, okay, and how will I assign the license to the user. And later I'm going to explain you, in the next class I'm going to explain you detailed information about licenses, what licenses are there, how it works, what you should do, how you will decide how much money you will be spending, or your organization will be spending on a specific license. So all those information I will be giving in the coming class. For now, what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to create one user, and I'll be sharing that details with the respective student. Okay, and all of you will be getting your own username and passwords. You can access to the same tenant and you can start working. So let me create a new user. Username is Sandeep. So let me give a auto-generated password. I'm not going to show the password now. Usage location, Sandeep is currently in USA, so I'll make it as US, United States. United States. Job info, Intune Administrator, Department, End user computing, company name, LaraOnlineTraining, manager. So since I'm the only user, I'm going to be the manager. Right? Now, after creating this user, I will have to assign the license to Sandeep so that he can become an Intune administrator. So what license will I assign? So now I'm assigned the license. So there is going to be a separate class on how much licenses, what each license will do. All those informations will be provided. Let me click on licenses. And here I'm going to assign Enterprise Mobility Security. If I observe this, I'm going to talk a lot about this. Okay, license save. Okay, once I have done this, I'm going to give this particular user information to Sandeep so that Sandeep can start accessing. So let me go ahead and give this info to Sandeep separately. Okay, so that Sandeep can start using this. Sandeep, if you're free, can you just log in? Let me reset the passwords for Sandeep. Share it. Okay, and you can verify and let me know once if you're not able to log in. That's fine. I'll fix it for you. Okay, so like this, for each one of you, I'll be creating your own account, and you can start using this particular lab. Okay, now the major thing that I want you guys to do is setting up your Windows 10 workstations either by using Hyper-V or by using Oracle VirtualBox or by using your VMware. Yeah, let's go ahead. So this is just an introductory class. Okay, we'll be talking in detail of each of these things later. Okay, now any of you guys have any questions? We'll proceed with that. From tomorrow, the class is going to be for 1 complete hour. Yeah, go forward.
Is it this one configuration policies and this one or similar to client settings in SSM? What
No.
you have, because in
No,
devices
it is not similar to. It's not similar to client settings in SCCM. See what happening is if you cannot draw the parallels here. I can say it is similar to your group policies.
because in SSM we can define our own custom settings, like you can make your update your SSM for every 24 hours or 7 days, so that how does Intune get each devices updated? Because when you make any changes on any user profile or any changes, if you add a new device, so how soon it get reflected in Intune?
So see, the policies will happen. So every 3 days once the policies will go.
It is a
Okay.
defined, or else we can make a changes,
It is
because
defined. You cannot change that.
no,
You
because
cannot
in
change that.
why I'm asking is in
In
a lab
SCCM, you can
environment.
change that.
Yeah, in
In
lab
SCCM, you
environment
can
we'll
change
have
that.
lab environments we have less devices. So if you reduce the there's a number of hours, we can see the impact very fastly. But if it's
In the
a
lab
long,
environment, we will trigger the policy manually, okay, from the Intune side, so that you can see it. We need not wait for 3 days to see that. Okay, in the lab environment, we will trigger it. In SCCM, it is by default 7 days where it will happen. Whereas in Intune, it is only 3 days. I'm going to talk about as soon as you enroll, it is going to be for first 8 hours. It's going to check for 3 times. So like this, there are so many settings which I will explain. Okay, you'll be learning a lot. So and I'll be giving the notes for that as well, and I'll be drawing the parallels with SCCM as well. And if you ask me any questions, it'll be easier for me to help you understand that. So yeah, so here we will be doing the policies. You can even do the bulk policy as well. So here we'll be doing the policies right from the Intune console or from the client side. We will be triggering the policy. So how will I trigger the policy? The problem is I have a VMware. Let me open my VMware machine. The concepts are very streamlined, and here you must understand the backend infra or the backend activities that happen, because here NDM is completely going to work with your Azure Active Directory. So whatever you do in your MDM, if it has an Azure counterpart for the same feature, it will get reflected there, like your users or devices. So how the devices get added. So all those information I will be sharing. Okay, as we proceed further.
And you need to look. So what is the image that we need to use? Windows Server 2016 or 19?
No server here. You can run it in any browser. Okay, and this is basically for managing client, not for the server infrastructure. The server infrastructure.
VMware, no, we just install VMware is enough. After VMware, we need to select some image, right? If you want to have a so
Windows 10 image downloaded from internet and start
okay,
installing.
one Windows 10 client is enough.
Windows 10 client workstation image is enough. So this is also I downloaded from internet and I'm using it. What you're saying now.
Okay.
This is just a what to say evaluation version only I'm using. This is basically an autopiloted machine which I did it as part of my earlier class, so that I could tell you, I could show you in that. You will also be doing your own autopilot as well.
Will join our with the device name that we get from this Windows 10. You'll join it to Azure Ready, right? Later.
No, first the machine will join. Yeah, first you build the Windows 10, then you will join the device to Azure Ready. Now, what are the different types of enrollment methods are there? That detailedly I will tell you. After that, I will ask you to join it. So you just build the Windows 10 machine and leave it there. Okay. So what we will do here is we'll go to settings and we basically sync. So let me go to settings. This is like you run your app policies now, machine policy. This is similar to that. So if you go to access and school, others, please do ask questions. If you have, I see only one person is asking questions. So we go here like this, info. See, here you can see what all apps that have been deployed. Okay, and you can sync. So once you sync all the apps or configurations that is part of this particular machine or this that is targeted to this particular machine will come. Okay, you can even see that information in the company portal as well. Okay, you can see the app. I think last time we were in the demo class, I was trying to install a Firefox and it is actually installed. Okay, so like this you'll be seeing, maybe because of my lab it will be pretty slow. If you have a faster configuration machines, you have better internet connections and a bigger RAM, then it's you can see the things faster. Okay, it all depends on what access that you have. Okay, or how much is your RAM ultimately. Yes. Any other questions, guys, on class or proceeding? Any doubts? So that once we start from the next class, it's going to be a full-fledged knowledge sharing. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
So, what is the duration for this complete course?
It is going to be almost 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks. So here you cover both workstation as well as servers, or only Windows 10
In
workstations?
Intune, there is no servers.
Okay, servers is
Intune
not
only
there.
workstations.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Servers still capability is still not developed. It is only workstations. Okay. Still we use SCCM for servers.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Any questions other than this? Srinath Vipin. Okay. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing all the notes and everything in the Intune group that we have created, so that you can leverage all that information. And also anytime and one more thing, guys, even after the class is over, okay, after the duration of the class is done, you can also always call me at any point in time or ping me at any point in time while you're working in the production, and so that I can help you or I can guide you in case you're stuck somewhere. Okay, our relationship does not end after the class is over. We are always be in touch. Okay, that is one thing you can expect. For those of you not enrolled, that is one thing that you can expect from me. And make sure that you guys build a Windows 10 machine before you come to the next class. Okay, if you have any problems or anything, just ping me in the WhatsApp group. I will try to help you and share you the related um, informative links that you want to build the lab. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Vipin, Srinath, anything else from you, Girish?
So troubleshooting, I was looking. If you are stuck at any point, so how to reach you?
troubleshooting, I'll give you the workflows. So if you understand the workflows, you should be able to troubleshoot. Say while doing an application deployment using a system, you know which log file to see, right? The same way there are log files here. I'll give you the workflow and see, depending on the scenario, depending on the issue, you can troubleshoot it. Once you know the workflow, it should be easy for you to troubleshoot. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. This will not be like your Udemy class or like your YouTube classes. This will be a proper stuff that you will have to do on your own in my guidance. Okay, and I'll be sharing all my production experiences so that you can leverage that experience in your actual activity. Okay. Yes. So this is what I had planned for today. This is just an introductory class. So we will start off with the actual features and the explanation in the coming classes. Those of you, I think those of you, if you want me to add you to the WhatsApp group for the enrollment, please share your number so that after enrollment I can add to the WhatsApp group so that I can give you all the details. I'll give about 2 minutes time, then I'll close the class.